My Gavan and Melanine, and well mess indeed. I am Arakir Galadurthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Bree in what is, I believe, episode 26. Now, a few things to note before we go on. Apologies, they're ungame related to an extent. Number one, I am now returned from my week holiday in Devon. It was all fun was had all round. We're just outside of the village of Linton or Lynmouth. Don't know which one the actual name is. Anyway, I'm back, so videos from now on will not have been pre-recorded. However, all of last week's videos were pre-recorded. Number 24 of the Bree campaign was deleted by me shortly after it went up. Because I recorded it ages ago and I was with some thoughts about various bits and pieces of the mod, and YouTube were going through my mind. And upon listening to it back then, a full week and a bit later, when it actually went live, I realised that it was just whining drivel, and I apologise wholeheartedly. And it wasn't a very good standard, so I deleted it. The only thing you missed was the capture of the castle of Litash. Nothing particularly outrageous happened. Barliman got through with most of his army alive, and he is now headed down to Shadoon to try and take that before the Dunedain can. And of course, Alderon is making his way off to the Misty Mountains to take them. So those are some bits and bobs. That's just where I've been. Now, this current weekend, there won't be a what I in my mind think of as a Saturday video, and those are actually videos that go up on a Sunday, but I record them on the Saturday, and they're always non-Divide and Conquer or Developer Diary related. And there won't be one this week because I got back. You're watching this on Sunday, so I recorded, I suppose, this on Saturday, but I wanted to do something simple. I'd just driven 5 hours back from Devon. I didn't really want to do a Heroes video, and next week I hope to do a Lore video. So unfortunately, those of you who are waiting for the last two videos in the Heroes of Might and Magic campaign, that will come in... No, there'll be a 4-week gap from the last one, which is quite a gap. I'm sorry for that. Right, so those are the bits and bobs out of the way. Then to where we are now. We need 30 regions. We have 21 regions. We have defeated everyone we need to defeat, and we have the towns we need to have. There are but 9 regions left to take. Shadoon will be one of those regions. Most likely Goblin-town will be one of those regions. Herot will be another one, and after those 3, I don't know where we get the last 6 from. But Will, our officer down here, is heading down to take Herot, whilst Councilman Grep... Somebody made a comment, apologies, I forget your name. It did make me chuckle, that Councilman Grep is Bree's greatest hero. He's our nation's... apparently not our greatest general, Alderon is, but he's our nation's most decorated leader. He's practically single-handedly taken out Dunland, or he's won most of the major battles. And he is now in Frekka's legacy, and instead of using him to command the greatest army that Bree has ever mustered, I've instead got a hobbit leading it, which is not going to turn out too well. So I may indeed fall to some pressure there and move Grep in to take over instead of Will, because I feel Will is only going to struggle.
Orders, my lord.
Whereas Grep is not. Grep can get up to there very quickly as well, which is quite nice. And then Will can take over this army, so Captain Nicky has a general, which is good. But for now, I think we're at an end turn, so we shall go ahead and do that. I won't bother attacking Shadoon. I'll wait till they rise up against us. Now, behind the scenes, one of the big changes that's coming recently, and in fact I hope to do the work today, the day you're watching this, Sunday, and that is to remove the barracks event. We're going to just first of all test the removal of the barracks event. My greatest thanks are extended to Orc Lover, who rather than so far just moan about the barracks event, has actually just done the editing work to remove it and then provided feedback, which is absolutely brilliant, and I thank him for that immensely. And it would certainly seem from our first testing that removing the barracks event actually has very little effect on the balance, because the units and the buildings are set up in such a way in terms of how they cost that the AI cannot afford to get its elite units straight away, so it still builds the lower tier units. And he has reported back that there's very much a situation whereby he's seeing a lot of the AI armies are about... Oh, why did you go that way? Now you're on the enemy's turf. Anyway, he's reported that a lot of the AI armies are about 75% militia to 25% elites. And that's from around turn 60 he's kind of seeing these things. Now do bear in mind that the changes will lock the barracks behind blacksmith tiers. So that's basically what it's going to be. In my mind at the moment, a very basic approach to this is going to be that in order to build the first level of the blacksmith, you will need to build a certain level of the... in order to build the first barracks, you will need to build a certain level of the blacksmith. Now, the blacksmith itself requires farming. So it very much follows the pattern that a village is not going to start hiring people to defend it until it has actually something to defend, i.e. farms and production, value, something of value. And then, indeed, it need a blacksmith to outfit those troops. And that's the basic premise. So you're going to need a farm, and then you're going to need a blacksmith, and then you can build a barracks. Once you have then built a barracks, then you can build archery ranges and stables. Oh, Sons of the Fallen? Yes, please.
And honor have conquered.
Oh, and Arquette got the other Dunedain. Oh, you got quite a lot here, Arquette. And all of that's retrained, yeah, it is. Go on then, take some of those. We won't need them, but take them anyway. So that's the basic premise. Now, Ngugi has issued a word of warning, and one that I was well aware of, or I was cautious of, and Ngugi has indeed reinforced my fear on that aspect. And that is that the AI does not know that it has to build X to get Y. It purely sees every building in terms of almost like a popularity contest, really. It will see 5 buildings lined up and it will say which one gives me troops, that one, build that one. I'm fairly certain that's how it thinks. It always goes for troop production before it goes for monetary production. Well, it depends on the personality that you set in the descript strat. And so certain factions will focus more on economy than they will on troops, and likewise the other way around. But in requiring it to build farms and then a blacksmith may see some AI towns not have as many troops as you might expect.
Your orders.
But again, from we're going to be attacked by the Orcs of Misty Mountains, by the way, and Alderon's never going to win that. But from the testing that Orc Lover has done so far, it would seem very much that the AI is handling the barracks at the moment fine. But then in the testing Orc Lover has given, he only removed the barracks event. He didn't add in these requirements for the barracks. So it'll be interesting to see how the AI then actually handles it when there are minor requirements to get the certain barracks levels. But let me also just address, as we load into this battle, or in just one moment, sorry, Nagduff. Nagduff from Shadow of War, Mordor, whichever one was the first one. He's got quite the army. Excuse me, sorry, I've not spoken very much all week. I'm the quietest of my 3 siblings. Well, 4 siblings. No, I have 3 siblings. There are 4 of us. And I am the quietest by far. And so I've not spoken much for a week. So I may cough a little, and I apologise for that. I've not got a drink, stupidly. Anyway, the heavy goblin archers, heavy goblin crossbowmen, particularly going to be a threat. He's got some goblin infantry in there as well, and black orcs of the mountains. Not to mention, of course, orc bodyguards, who are, by themselves, pretty damn good. And what have we got in comparison? Well, Alderon's a beast. The Sons of the Fallen will take a lot down. And we've got 2 units of the gatekeepers. But they have got 3 units of those crossbows, which is a real threat. And most of their army is 6 or 5, sorry. 5, 6 sort of experience level. 4, 5, 6. It's going to be a struggle, but they are attacking us, so we can always retreat. So let me just address why we have the barracks event. The barracks event in the game is very much there to do what it kind of is doing at the moment, whereby it gives everyone a level playing field for about 60 turns, and then it lets the AI get their elites. However, it isn't very well known, because this is one of the few games that actually has it. You'll note that the base game does not have a barracks event. I'm well aware that the base game has a gunpowder event, and yes, you have to wait until gunpowder is invented before you can train anything gunpowder related, and that's fair enough. That at least makes some sense. But the barracks event doesn't really have any logical basis. And one of the most common questions I see in the comments, in all the personal messages that I get sent, you will not believe how many people send me emails, send me PMs on Discord, people who send me private messages on Total War Center, just asking basic questions about the mod. And one of the biggest questions is, why can I not train my elite troops? I've been into custom battle and I know they're there, but for some reason I can't train them. And this is a question I get asked so much. And it is because of the ridiculously, arbitrary is the word, but I always just think arbitrary meant something else until Brasidas recently proved me wrong. But arbitrary is the word. It's basically done for no real reason, or it is done for a reason, but it's not explained. I'm trying to think of a word like that. So the barracks event, yes, you get a message at the beginning saying it will be 10 years before our troops are really ready to go, but it doesn't really explain what it means. And because the barracks event restricts buildings rather than units, you can't actually see them in the building browser. Oh, I've not turned the timer off again. So when you go to your building browser and you think, oh, I want to, like, how can I get those Elder Inway units? Oh, I need to build a better barracks. But until the barracks event, you won't even see that you need to build a better barracks. You're totally in the dark about what you need to do. And I just think it would play, A, it would cut out all the questions for a start, and B, it would play so much better if there was a logical conclusion as to why these units were restricted. And that's what we're going for. We want someone to come into the game and think, hold on, I can't build these units. Now, why might that be? Well, I haven't got any infrastructure. That's probably it. Rather than, I can't build these buildings. I can't actually see any logical reason why. Ergo, I'm going to approach one of the modders and just ask the question. This is one of the maps where I bloody well wish I'd turned the timer on, because they're not leaving the town square. They're just piddling around in the middle. Like idiots. I don't want to have to attack, but they're not coming. Oh, why didn't I turn the timer on? Why had I forgotten that I turned the timer off, more to the point? I think we're just going to have to go up and start sniping units and then pull back, you know. Well, let's see what they do here. They might be just really slowly coming towards us. Can you get units up here? No. It's a battle map that the game doesn't really like either, which is always a bit of a pain as well. Oh, the crossbows are coming out. Are they actually leaving though? Oh, something's happening. They're reforming. They may actually be on the way. Yes, it looks like they are. No, they're going and standing with them. They're trying to get into a formation they can't get into before they even leave the central zone. Oh, this is so annoying. Must turn the timer on after this, because we're going to have to attack them now. We either attack them or we run away, and we might as well go in and kill as many as we can, but we'll lose. Unless we can win, we are going to lose. Well, for the moment, just everybody walk up. Right. So that's the reasoning behind the barracks event. The reason is not just because I'm bored and I want to do something different. It's not just because we're looking for a solution for a problem, which I hear some people say. Mostly this is all directed to the beta testers, I must confess, because those are the ones who have been the most outspoken against the barracks event. Which is why if any of your beta testers are listening, that is particularly why twice in the last week I have requested that you stop suggesting things and just wait to test things. But anyway, so there is a reason and there is logic behind the change. It's just what I'm trying to get at. Send in those to shut down the crossbows. Get everyone else just to walk in. Because they are going to start shooting us as soon as we come in range. There's no way around that. But if we can shut them down, we can get better units into position. Oh no, they're buggering off. Yeah, catch them, catch them, catch them. Excellent. You guys get there. Right, Sons of the Fallen, pull up. Crossbows go to there. Get the archers up to there. Alderon, run up to there. You're going to be pivotal. Don't tell me the crossbowmen are shooting back at you. Mix in amongst them. Where are the Sons of the Fallen? Where are the Sons of the Fallen? They're not running! Oh, come on. Bloody stupid battle map. Alderon's blocking. He's alright. Fire at will, men.
The defeat seems almost certain.
I know you think defeat seems almost certain. But we've got quite a nice line now, actually. I know you have all been banging on the last Bree episode. I lost a lot of troops because I kept it at ×6. But something else I wanted to add to the overall argument about that is that it's really quite difficult to talk and play at the same time, at least for me anyway. And so I often make the mistakes not because I've left it at ×6, but because I'm not paying attention because I'm speaking. When I play this game on my own, obviously I'm not speaking. I'm playing 100% attention. And in that regard, I never really ever lose. It's an absolute cakewalk of a game if you just pay attention. But I can't pay full attention and talk, so that's why we see the losses. But then if I won every single campaign, every single mission without any challenge, it would get really boring. I would think it would be boring. I mean, so I can imagine many others would think the same. Right, so the situation at the moment, the orcs are very much sort of like I don't really know. They've thrown some of their best units down here, but they're just letting us shoot them. Our crossbows are firing point blank into that line there. We're very much sacrificing our Greenway men-at-arms and our watchmen. But we're getting some excellent payoff for it. 18% of the enemy has died. The Black Orcs are really going down. The only problem is we have like no melee troops. Those infantry are taking a beating and they're running. Right. This is what we're up against. I know you're going to get shot and I'm sorry for that, but there's very little I can do.
Pray something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Quit your whining. Defeat's not certain. I don't really want to get Alderon killed. Get into positions while the enemy's not really paying attention. Are you all firing? Yeah, you are. I'll pull a bit closer. Get the dwarves up here. Up we go. Are you firing properly, or are you doing like arcing shots? Oh no, you're firing properly. Perfectly. Why does defeat seem almost certain? We've killed so many of them. Oh, they have Bolg's champions up here. I'd very much like those Bolg's champions shot, please. %. A lot of archers are now running out of arrows and just getting shot back at. Got the bulk of them. Get Alderon involved. Archers, you are going to have to charge in.
The enemy
I don't like to use the Dunedain, but we will today.
They've lost half their men.
There we go. Dwarves, have you finished? I'm not taking too many shots. You can weather the storm a bit longer. Are you wasting most of your bolts? I bet you are, actually, aren't you? Pull them out. Oh, interesting snake formation you've adopted there, lads. Point blank into the back of Bulk's champions, please. Thank you very much. Idiots, just letting us fire at them. Move further around.
Pray something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
No, just wait, just wait. Are we all done? This is our whole army bar the dwarves. We're ready. We're in. Oh, it's a great roar. A ruckus. Alderon and the dwarves just mopping up those that are not in the centre. What is it? 68% of the enemy has died. 17% of us have died. And he is still banging on about them going to win. These gatekeepers are going to just smash everything that stands in their way. How many Black Uruks are alive? 71 Orc bodyguards are still there, and 33 Black Uruks are still going, but the Bolg's champions are all dead. These guys are going to take a bit of a beating because they are out there on their own. There's only 9 Goblin infantry left over there.
The battle seems to be swinging in our favour. From such tidings does victory emerge.
Get Alderon involved. Perfect. Come on, dwarves. I have a task for you. Well done, lads. Now get up here. Form up. No. Dunedain, now is the time. Pull out. Dwarves. Go for it. Get them into the middle. Come out of that. Stop. Attack everything. Dunedain, rush back in. Oh, it's going to be a slaughter now. Sons of the Fallen just smashing every single orc out of their way. The vengeance and hatred in their hearts. Nothing will stand before them. What are we on now? 93% of the enemy has died. 30% of us have gone down. Oh, those gatekeepers have actually done really well. The bodyguards are going to be the last real threat. Oh, dwarves, you've yet to even fight anyone. Come and get involved, lads. We've got a gap over here you can plug. Pull everyone in a bit more. Round you go, boys. They'll come around that side, and then they'll come in nicely with their axes out. Just when the orcs thought there was nothing left. Now, we have won this battle mostly because of the AI stupidity. Basically, they didn't use any of their ranged troops, and they just let us do that where I just circled the hill, and fired everything into the middle. That killed, what, 30% of them? Something stupid like that. And then they even let my crossbows stand next to them and fire at will, non-stop. All the while, all of their ranged troops were in one big blob, which meant that none of them could really get any arrows or bolts off. So it's all their own fault. But equally, I think we've done pretty well in how we ensured that we circled them all, got the crossbowmen in. I say we, it's only really me, isn't it? Sorry. Anyway, we don't have very long now, so let's see it finish. And Goblin-town is ours! The heart of the Misty Mountain Empire, if you can call it that. Although, interestingly, the Misty Mountains in the files are the Holy Roman Empire. So... they are kind of an empire. Spears across the mountain. Sauron ever watched for. So I believe the only orc left is the leader. Yes. Will he die before we capture the town? There's some dwarves around him. There's some watchmen whose swords keep flicking in and out. I need to write that. I need to explain that outright to Hummingbird, as I don't think he watches any longer. And explain this little bug so that we can get that fixed. I don't think he's going to die before the timer goes. No, he didn't.
The enemy are utterly vanquished.
Heroic
This
victory.
is a great
335,
only
2,800.
the mightiest of generals.
Well, thank you very much, narrator. I did think I did all right. 598 gatekeepers, 590 gatekeepers. The gatekeepers alone killed over 1,100. It's unbelievable. 1,188, in fact. That's madness. Solid stats from the Dunedain Rangers at 403 as well. That's really, really good. 345 from the other Dunedain. Sons of the Fallen only took 212, but obviously they didn't have a ranged. They don't have a ranged weapon, so they're never going to do amazingly. They're not going to get the kind of stats that those crossbowmen have just seen. So, bloody marvellous. Oh, I should have also said as well that you're probably not watching this on Sunday because I plan to just upload it as soon as I've recorded it. So this weekend's kind of rotation will be a bit all over the place, really, with videos on weird timings and days. So.
Glory, honor, victory! A most noble conquest.
And suddenly one of the greatest threats to the Vale of the Anduin becomes nothing more than a laughing stock.
Yes, my lord.
With honor.
Sorry. Grabswatch got a ballista maker. Throw in every building because we've got more money than we can ever use now, so just queue up stuff. Frecker's Legacy got a barracks, which you can't do anything with at the moment. Oh, you've got buildings anyway. I need to stop doing that, really. I've already got a lot of things queued. Well done, Alderon. That was an excellent victory. Anything we can't use? Bree, a beast, a breeder. No use of that. Oh, we're Bree, aren't we? Do we have our own barracks? No. We do have our own carpenter's hall, though, yeah. Build the mason's hall first. It doesn't take very long to build. Oh, we don't need any of that. Look at that. We can have very high tax rate and they still like us. Madness. Of course, we're still on the Bree one, aren't we? 4 units haven't gone yet. Where's our diplomat? Diplomat, Southern Mirkwood. You there. Head up to the Anduin and ask them if they want to be friends.
Yes. As you wish. Tomorrow's journey planned
Shadoon will fall 2 turns. I doubt they'll even rise up, to be honest. Our army there is so great, and Captain Kuion is likely to join in. Kuion. Not sure. And in 1 turn, of course, we'll arrive at Heret, where Lord Ugluk, the faction leader, will finally die, as will Isengard. Meaning, hopefully, that Rohan... Oh, I don't know. Rohan and Dorwinian allies. So if not, there might be some issues soon. They're not allied to Dorwinian. We could see some interesting things come about from there. Dorwinian are allied to Dale, Anduin, Erebor, and the Woodland Realm. And Rohan are allied to the Shadow of Mirkwood. Oh, you morons, who are enemies with Dorwinion, so it's only a matter of time. As soon as Isengard go, Rohan, I think, will attack Dorwinion. Although we're at turn 120, we're shortly away from the end of the episode, so let's have a little toggle fog of war and see what the world's doing now. Dorwinion are doing really well. Shadow of Mirkwood have a single remaining province, which we could also happily take off their hands. And actually, the Misty Mountains now only have 2 regions left. Fenberg, which is soon to fall to Anduin, and Western Khazad-dûm. So they're in a bit of trouble as well. Shadoon's soon to fall to us. Dunedain and Imladris will have no real enemies soon. That's going to be interesting. Eredluin are already blocked in, so I don't know what will happen with them. Oh, Litash doesn't like us. I've not done anything. It's because you don't have a large enough garrison, I suppose. We'll worry about that later. Herot indeed is their last one. Rohan might attack Enid Wythe, I suppose. But I would not be surprised if Dorwinion and Rohan go to war because they have no real enemies left. Unless Dorwinion is at war with Mordor. Dorwinion is not at war with Mordor. So they might finally turn on them. Obviously, Rune have been dead for a long time. Khand only have 2 regions left. And one of those is being besieged by Mordor. Dol Amroth's doing very well, though. Very well indeed. Oh, of course, this is a very old version, isn't it? No Umbar. Look at the mouth there. Christ. Loads of money. Anywho, that will be where we end today. So we really are closing in. We only now need, what have we got now? 8 more regions. And 2 more will come in the next episode at minimum. So we've got 6 regions to get. And then Bree will finally end. And we can post a vote for what next. So, for now, that will be all. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I'm Arachir Gala-Durathan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and now, hopefully, given if it is downloaded, I'm going to go and return to a game I used to love, Assassin's Creed, because the Origins one looks quite good, and I'm going to go and play it. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navarre na den Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.